2023 has been an insane year when it comes to the coasters I was able to ride. I ended 2022 with 68 credits, and as 2023 comes to an end, I have 127 credits at the time of recording. With that, I would like to revisit my 68 credits of 2023 and see which ones either shot up in my rankings or sank to the bottom. This is my 5 credits that shot up and my 5 that shot down, 2023 edition. Titan at Six Flags Over Texas was my first non-Big Apple hypercoaster, and I just loved it. Yeah, it's drop did like absolutely nothing, but I loved the sense of speed and intensity it provided, especially compared to its sister coaster Goliath. Titan got knocked down significantly. It ranked at 18 last year, but this year it's been pushed back to 46. Honestly, this has nothing to do with the ride itself. I still love the ride this thing gives. It's one of the most intense coasters I've ridden, and it's something I just can't skip whenever I'm at Over Texas. It's shot down simply due to competition. I just can't justify Titan being top 25, especially when I added rides like Iron Rattler, Time Traveler, and Cannibal to my credits, as well as some previous credits exceeding previous expectations. Nitro being one of the examples not being on this list. I love Titan, but it just has some insane competition. So last year I didn't rank my Batman clones separately, so Great Adventures Batman doesn't have its own ranking, but I did think it was one of the weaker ones, and boy was I wrong. You cannot go wrong with any Bat clone, even the less forceful ones. But Great Adventures blew my mind. I got 2 morning rides in August and this thing hauled through its layout. It gave me arguably the most intense ride I've ever had on one of these with empty trains. The only one that comes close is the St. Louis clone, which was a new credit for this year, and I rank it just 1 spot higher. I started losing my vision on multiple occasions during this ride. It almost felt like it was going too fast through its layout, but still class smooth. For a ride I didn't think much of my first visit, Batman sure changed my mind this recent visit. It currently ranks at my 16th spot. Shooting across the park, Medusa shot down a lot. I loved this ride on my first visit in 2022, where it ranked at my 24th spot, above El Toro. Yeah, I know. But this year I picked up the Scream credit at Magic Mountain and I can't help but notice how much better it runs than Medusa, pushing Medusa all the way down to 39. The first halves are about the same. The B&M rattle is very exaggerated. Krypton Coaster has a worse rattle and I don't see people complaining about that one. The biggest difference comes in the second half. Scream just blows through its mid-course, leading to insane positive Gs and even airtime in the second half. But Medusa is trimmed to death. The trimming seriously ruins the second half. It's still fun, but it's not at its full potential. Yeah, it's got the scenery and weird theming elements over Scream, but the parking lot really doesn't take away from the overall better ride. If Twisted Colossus can get away with the parking lot, so can Scream. Sorry Medusa, the clone is better. Runaway Mountain ranked near the bottom last year, and while it actually moved down 1 spot from 49 to 50, I have to acknowledge it as my credit count has almost doubled. I have Runaway Mountain above Wicket and Powder Keg. That's how good I think it is. For some reason, I didn't really appreciate how good this ride really was in 2022. Maybe it's because I literally forgot it existed and we ran to get our one ride right before the park closed. And by that time we had just got done marathoning Titan and Texas Giant, and were likely very dehydrated. But there's so many moments on this ride that catch you off guard. The dive drop thing obviously comes to mind, but the helixes have some decent positive Gs and there's some decent airtime sprinkled throughout. This is seriously one of the best family coasters I've ever ridden and it deserves to be mentioned in this video. West Coast Racers ranked all the way at 6th last year. I liked it that much, but this year it shot down to 20. I've only ever gotten 2 rides on it, both over a year apart, and honestly it just feels rather tame. This would be a great first coaster for many, but the height restrictions say otherwise. It's really fun, but its only truly intense moments are the high five element. Everything else is like a really great family coaster if you get what I mean. Love the ride, but it's not even the best premier multi-launch in the park. The best obviously being Full Throttle. Last year Full Throttle ranked at 22, and I loved it for my first ride. After each ride it kept moving up and up until it got to its current 14th spot. This ride is filled with hang time, solid launches, and one of the best drops in the park. It's just great overall. Apocalypse was my first GCI and I still love it. Similar to West Coast Racers, I hadn't ridden it in a year. While it isn't as insane as I remembered, I still loved it. It's out of control and has a ton of surprisingly strong elements. Again, it's just got a lot of competition from a certain ride on this list, which shot it down from 11 to 26. Great ride, not as good as I remember. Green Lantern shocked me. In 2022, this thing was horrible. Head banging, uncomfortable restraints, a great layout with bad execution. Maybe it's just how I got more experience with stand-ups, but I loved it this year. It's forceful and didn't give me any discomfort. It has one of the best layouts on any B&M looper. It's not quite Riddler or Georgia Scorcher level, but it's sick. It went from 55, so pretty much the bottom as I don't rank kitty coasters, all the way to 36. Jersey Devil shot down and it's honestly just a bit frustrating. I love Wonder Woman at Magic Mountain and I remember loving Jersey Devil in 2022, but something about it just doesn't bite the way Wonder Woman does. It's a great ride, but compared to the other RMCs and its sister coaster, it's just incredibly underwhelming. It went all the way from 20 to 52. I don't know what it is about this ride specifically, but it doesn't hit like the others. El Toro made a drastic jump in the past year. I thought it was the most overrated coaster I'd ridden and only ranked it at 25 last year. But this year it jumped all the way to 8th, only below the likes of Superman at Six Flags New England, Time Traveler, and Iron Rattler. The ride delivers some unreal forces, positives and negatives. It's all there. And that's all I got. If you enjoyed this video, you'll love my video on my top 15 bucket list coasters. That video is popping up in the card right now. I'll see you there.